Well, a local 3D printing business in our community is offering their skills to help assist essential workers fighting the coronavirus. Now they're asking the community to join them as well. Android's 3D printing service, located in downtown Bakersfield, is partnering with CSUB and other companies to create face shield masks. The materials for the masks are created with 3D printing, and after they are tested and approved, they will go to essential workers like the fire department and other medical professionals who are in need.
So we've created right around in total with the three of us that are manufacturing about 200 so far, and that's only been with the last 4 or 5 days. The goal is we're going to try to hit 2,000, and there's more material coming tomorrow, and then I got a shipment of material every week for the next 4 weeks.
Coming up tonight at 11, we're going to hear from a high school apprentice who works at the 3D shop. He shares what it's like to work through the outbreak, which he says has changed him forever. Community Action Partnership of Kern has established a weekday drive-through food distribution in Bakersfield, then expanded to other county communities to help families. Now they're asking for some help. With limited resources, donations are needed more than ever since grocery stores aren't donating as much. They're asking for the community's help with that. Capcase says they can turn every donated dollar it receives into 7 pounds of food for those in need. To help out, go to our website, turnto23.com. The Save Mart companies announced their stores, including Food Max and Lucky, will be open for Easter this weekend. The 205-store grocery retailer said all their locations are complying with CDC recommendations while offering extra convenient shopping hours for the communities they serve. On Easter Sunday, all Save Mart and Lucky stores will be open from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. and Food Max will be open from 6 a.m. until midnight. People are making it through this pandemic in different ways, like making songs, watching movies, and even baking cookies. Laura Pinzaloa posted a video on YouTube teaching people 3 different ways on how you can make yeast at home. She walks you through the process in the video. You can watch it right now on turnto23.com. And we want you to tell us how you are making it during these times. Are you watching movies, doing activities with your kids? Email us your videos to news@kero.com and send us your pictures to our 23ABC Facebook page, and you may see some of them right here on our 23ABC station for our Making It segment. You're watching 23ABC News at 7. We'll be right back. On Monday, the Bakersfield College football team was set to kick off spring workouts, but those plans have been postponed. 23ABC Sports Director Carrie Osep spoke to the new head coach, Todd Littlejohn, on how he's managing while eagerly waiting to work with his players.
The Bakersfield College Renegade football team was looking to hit the field and get into those spring workouts with their new head coach, Todd Littlejohn. But instead, they're all at home just like you and me, as Coach Littlejohn anxiously awaits his time to run back out in the field with his team.
I'll be the first one, probably will wake up out of my sleeping bag there that night, and got my whistle, got my glasses and everything ready to roll.
The first-year head coach was excited to lead spring practice beginning on April 13th.
Be able to see the kids as they transition from, the working out in the weight room stuff, and then being able to see them at their specific position. So a little disappointing and frustrating, but it's not something that, anybody can control.
COVID-19 had other plans. Instead of making adjustments on the field, he's now adjusting to coaching from home.
Oh, extremely challenging. I just miss being in the office. I miss the smell of it all. I know, the football smell.
So that may just be a coach thing, but another challenge will be limiting injuries once the team gets back to practice, as summer workouts are currently set for July 13th. Littlejohn will lean on suggestions from fellow coaches.
What are they doing? Are they offsetting anything, modifying anything as well, to make sure that, again, we're looking out for the best interests of the student athletes.
While all the coaching responsibilities stack up, checking in on players, recruiting, preparing for the season, possibly the blend of home and work life has been the toughest balance.
Because I am dad, I am husband, so you have different responsibilities at home on a 24-hour basis.
As he's reminded the importance of routines, Littlejohn continues to instill that mantra for his players.
Just because, you have glitches right now doesn't mean that you stop, doesn't mean that you stop performing academically in class. Everyone is doing online work, so all of those things are still in place.
Barring any postponements, the Renegades are set for fall camp on August 11th. And you better believe that Coach Littlejohn has that date circled on his calendar. but I can imagine that everybody's going to feel a little extra special when we get back to football season. For 23 ABC Sports, I'm Carrie Osep. Back to you.
All right, Carrie, thanks. We want to turn now things over to coronavirus, the rundown from our Scripps national team. Chris?
Plumbing problems are increasing as more people stay home because of coronavirus. As Kai Beach explains, it is costing people time, money, and could pose a health risk.
In the plumbing industry, what goes down doesn't always stay down. As coronavirus concerns cause some people to stockpile essentials like toilet paper, it leaves others scrambling and sometimes using other options for sanitary purposes.
Coast to coast, everything, mostly paper products, paper towels, napkins, restaurant napkins, anything that seems like it might do the job and be flushable, people are putting it down.
While quarantining in Cincinnati, Ohio, Roto-Rooter spokesperson Paul Abrams shares some pretty graphic stories about plumbing problems linked to this pandemic.
The craziest thing that we've seen people wiping with and flushing would be shredded t-shirts, and then maybe coffee filters, which is bizarre.
Abrams says when it comes to what goes down your toilet, simply follow the rule of 3 Ps.
Pee, poop, and toilet paper. Anything else that goes down that you flush down is going to present a possible problem.
And a pricey problem. Plumbing experts say people who cause damage by flushing items other than toilet paper will likely be held financially responsible because insurance companies won't cover that cost.
The homeowner's on the hook. If it becomes so impacted that the line breaks or has to be replaced, they're looking at $10,000 to $40,000.
Chris Jordan and Casey Aston of Garvin's sewer system shared these photos of clogged drains caused by people flushing down disposable wipes and paper towels. They say stay-at-home orders are causing more strain on people's sewer systems.
They're putting too much down the kitchen sink line, or they're just overusing the bathrooms. That tends to happen when people are cooped up at home.
And while millions of Americans are now unemployed, plumbing experts say it's paramount to practice preventative measures. If not, you could face dangerous and pricey problems.
If you do have the sewer backup, get it taken care of right away so that you're not creating a health hazard.
I'm Kai Beach reporting.
Kai, thank you. Now, it's a situation that you may not want to think about if you do have to go to the hospital. Experts say you need to plan ahead and really just in case, think about what could happen, especially when you think about your pets. Now, they say one of the best things you can first do is take a picture of your pet's records, including veterinary records, vaccinations they have, and make sure you have a photo of your pet and, if possible, one of you with your pet to prove that it is yours if you are separated. And you should make sure that there is enough pet food and medication for at least 2 weeks. Also, make sure that you find somebody who can take care of your pet if you have to go to the hospital and if you aren't home for an extended period of time. The Humane Society says if loved ones can't, there are resources.
So a lot of the shelters have had to close to the public, but they're still there and can receive phone calls and offer guidance. I definitely recommend looking at their Facebook pages and their social media. They may very well be offering connection assistance for people looking for pets.
Now, AdoptAPet.com has a list of shelters and rescues in your area. They may be able to help with, let's say, more specialized pets like a guinea pig as opposed to just a dog or a cat. Now, if you're worried about being able to provide for your pet during this time, the organization Red Rover can help you find resources to cover pet-related costs. Their website is redrover.org. Well, we're starting to hear more stories of survival. A father placed in a medically induced coma during his fight with coronavirus says his prayers were answered. Ernesto Castro says that he feared he wouldn't make it to his 35th birthday this past Sunday. He spent nearly 2 weeks in a hospital in Colorado.
My hardest thing is being alone, not being able to communicate with anybody, being on a ventilator, being in a medically induced coma.
What kept you fighting through this?
It was my faith. It was my kids. It was my family, my friends, all of my loved ones.
He says some of the doctors and nurses would pray with him. And on March 30th, he was released from the hospital and asked to self-quarantine, and he was finally able to spend time with his family this week. But he says he does still feel scared and paranoid after all of that. Now, a mom found a way to stay connected while social distancing or staying in isolation. Usher Qureshi shows us how it's taken off in her neighborhood.
Do you see a rainbow there?
Yeah.
There's a rainbow. This is one of my favorites, right?
Yeah.
With a stay-at-home order in effect until the end of the month, Lisa Terrace needed a way to keep her 2 children engaged.
Being home